Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Music Podcast, where today I have Martin Lopez with me. Martin is one of the all-time great drummers of the metal genre. He has recorded an album with Amon Amarth, spent about 8 years, recorded 7 records with the influential progressive metal band Opeth, and since 2010, Martin has been the drummer for SOEN, releasing 6 records so far, and is all set to release the 7th record, a brand new record called Memorial, and that comes out on September 1st. Martin, it is great to have you. It's a real honor. Thank you.
Thanks to you for having me and for the introduction. With
Yeah, it all truth. This you're so influential to so many people. Especially your time there in Opeth, a monumental time for that band, and influencing so many with that music. And then this Swen material is just so strong. These 2 songs you've released so far from Memorial, so strong, different, each of them a different sound too, but still Swen music. It's just great to see you still producing this kind of strength in your playing and writing.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree on the new SOEN songs. I think they are, as you said, a little bit different also, but they still have the same uh, anguish and an emotional depth that is what we actually go for when we write songs. And then some of them come out very aggressive, and some of them come out mellower. But for us, it's always about making music that makes you feel something and not only headbanging. But
Yeah.
of course, we bring the headbang too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it is a heavy band, but you did something like Atlantis in the last record, and that it's almost a classical record. It's a beautiful, soft masterpiece of your material. Just a really, really wonderful, diverse thing that you guys can do. It's immense talent to be able to do that. Tell me about that, a little bit about Atlantis and the influence about what you did there. Did that bleed into Memorial at all? What kind of impact did that have on the band and the rest of the guys?
Well, I think that we can. I think the way that we write songs is about it's finding the core of the song, finding a melody and an emotion, and then you kind of, when you have that, you build around it, and you have the choices. Do I have double kick on this, or do we make this an acoustic one? But so we felt that a lot of our heavier songs could be presented this way too, that we could reach some a different kind of intensity, emotional intensity, to say so, if we would just play them soft and add all of these beautiful strings and so on. It's something that we always wanted to try and do that. We have Lars, who is an amazing composer when it comes to the whole theoretical part, and he made all these beautiful arrangements, and it's really special for us even to play that night on that studio and just click record, which is not something bands do anymore.
Right.
We're so eaten up by technology and perfection, that just to go into the studio and just record whatever comes out that night, one shot, was very rewarding for us.
Man, it is tremendous. I mean, it's just a great record. Uh, did that influence of that bleed into Memorial? Do you have songs that have a little more texture than you normally would? Some strings on something maybe that you normally wouldn't have done?
I think we especially we kind of understood uh, how dramatic a string quartet can make a certain part, and you know, not only normally you use them as something in the background, or just to accentuate some beautiful melodies, but in this case we realized that it can be very dramatic and used on heavy stuff as well. So yeah, so
Yeah.
we use some of that on Memorial too.
Nice, nice. I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear it. I wanted to go over the from the beginning. I wanted to go over your career a little bit and the name of the band, SOEN. In Swedish, from what I understand, don't speak Swedish, but means kiss, or to kiss, right?
No, that's
No?
actually in Afrikaans. In
Okay,
Afrikaans, with the South African,
right.
uh, it means kiss for them. For us, it actually doesn't mean anything. I think for the Danish, it means female pig.
There we go. Yeah.
It's a great name, yeah. But for us, it was just a word. It was we simply had the songs. We had a contract with a record label, and we didn't have a name, so it was something we just needed to come up. And Joel and I were sitting there, and we have a friend who has a name that we both like that sounds a lot like Soen.
Okay.
So we said, okay, let's take a word that doesn't mean anything, that can only be connected to our music. And here we
Fantastic.
are 10 years after.
I love it. I love it. I saw that name, and I kind of researched it a little and came up with, a Kiss thing, and I thought Gene Simmons would be all over that. you
Wood,
know, uh,
wood.
you can't do that, right? So yeah, that's interesting. Now, the one name. You guys love doing that, don't you? The small title. All the songs, not everyone, but it's either one word or two words. Very mysterious, interpretive, if you will. Much like the name of the band. Is there a reason that you do that? It's very specific to Soen. That one word titles throughout almost every album.
Yeah.
Do you have a purpose behind that? Is it just by chance that happens?
No, I mean, there's a purpose behind it, which is we want people to have a free space to understand the lyrics of the song as they want to make them theirs. And we learned through all years that uh, whatever you write about, if you write in a good way and you really write, honest, and those feelings are honest, people may take that story that maybe for you is about war, and for them it's about having a fucked up relationship, or just simply different things, and we don't want to take that away by very much by being very by explaining what the songs are about. I think it's music is better if you use your imagination and kind of put them where you want the song to be. So having one title is a little bit of that. We just
Yeah,
we paint this canvas, and this is the name of it, and now whatever you think of it, or how you understand it, that is the right way.
excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's a gift to the fan, to the listener, for sure. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I can listen to it and fit it into my life, whereas the next person listens to it, fits it into their life in a totally different way. Yeah, it's really, really great. let's go through your career a little bit. You start with Amon Amarth, you do the record. You decide to leave. Was it a musical difference? Is just not what you were wanted to do, or personality conflicts? How what happened with that?
Uh, I mean, it's a little bit of everything. No, first of all, we were friends, and I left very. I mean, and we never had an issue. Even I even stayed to show whatever drum chops were needed, and to check whoever they were going to bring in.
Right.
But I needed musically. I was very young, and I needed a new challenge.
Hmm.
Technically,
Yeah.
I wanted to play more rhythms than just death metal in that sense.
Right.
So Opeth was something that I really wanted to try all of that. Yeah, because I also wanted to learn more about music. So and they really understood that they're great guys in Amon Amarth. So it was
Yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
Opeth, extremely progressive, very, very different, a lot of rhythms, time changes, things like that, just really challenging for a drummer, for sure. Um, you do 8 years in that record, in that band. You really do, like I say, really influential period of that band. Um, I've heard you say that you need to start your own band. It was maybe getting a little repetitive or stale for you. You wanted some more um, excitement, something that was inherently yours. What do you think it was that Opeth wasn't offering you at that time when you left?
Uh, I think it comes down as simple as I played eight. I think it was 10 years, but let's say 8 years.
Okay.
Uh, songs that I was involved in, but I felt that I wanted to. I wanted to try my own. I wanted to open my own store. So I
Yeah.
want to. I
Right.
wanted to do my songs. That's always been I think the dream of every musician.
Hmm.
And just not being able to do that because being in Opeth requires a lot of time and focus. So you cannot really do two things properly. I mean, you cannot just start another band. Uh, I think after all the years, I just was a bit unhappy about my situation, not within the band, but just in life itself. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do my own band, and it was the only thing to do. So I
And
did.
you sure did. No doubt about it. Very successful at 13 years now, SOEN. Uh, just great. It's great to see you there doing your own thing for sure. What's the biggest change in the band since the beginning with SOEN?
Well, that we're a professional band now, that we can make a living out of this. That is a huge difference. Just being able to put all the time needed to make the best songs possible and the best shows possible. That is, it's a there is a it's a thing there's an unfairness there within professional bands and bands that have to work 8 hours a day and then come home and hang with their kids, and then if they have an hour before they go to sleep, they gotta write a couple of riffs for their next album.
Right.
It's really tough to reach the standards that you have in your mind.
Mhm.
uh, so when we actually reached that around Lotus there, it really made, I think it really made the band better, and for us, of course, being able to take it seriously and go 100%, because this is what we do. It's our life now. It's our job, and it's what we love to do, and that is, you know, being blessed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, yeah. It's extremely hard to do, a full time job and have a family and do music as well, full time is I don't know that it's even possible. It's very difficult. Yeah, your focus now on
I
100%.
mean, we have kids and families, and it's and you have a job, and then you cannot really tour because you don't want to lose your job. You got to pay rent. That part was really tough, but we really were convinced that we would get here, so we just
Yep.
kept working hard, and that is a little bit of the beauty of this music, that you may never get a hit. It's not in our interest. I don't know. We love music too much to start writing songs for commercial purposes only. So you write what you love, and you work hard, and you work hard, and with every album you get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger until you actually can succeed.
Hmm.
I don't know if I think metal is probably the only music scene where hard work, just hard work counts, in the sense that it's not about luck, and being pretty and having a nice hit on the radio. It's about working hard, and people will actually stay with you and follow you through 13 years now.
Yeah, yeah. There's a connection with this music. It's I think it's a very personal connection. You do what you love, and we feel that. And as fans, we embrace that, and you become successful. So it's great. Memorial, significance of the title, Memorial. Was there something that you wanted to remember for this record? Is it a thematic kind of thing that goes through the record?
There's let's say there's pieces of the album that are connected with each other. We never went for a whole conceptual album because there's so much shit we want to talk about that that if we just stay with one theme,
Right.
yeah. But I mean, the whole idea behind the title is it's a memorial, a celebration of the life we had, the planet, how it was, the I don't know, compared to what it is going now. So it's somehow seeing it from the future a little bit, where we are going to be if we continue like this, and from there is a memorial for planet Earth and our society.
Nice.
Then within the album, there's 3 songs that are connected somehow, and which are Memorial and Incendiary and Icon, which are uh, a conflict, a war, seen from different places, seen from the soldiers that is sent there to defend or kill or whatever needs to be done, and then from a parent sending this loved son or daughter to a conflict, and then from the people who are in that country being invaded in this case, and defending themselves and how they see this person. That's the only conceptual thing that we did on this album.
Nice. Wow. I just can't wait to hear it. It's fantastic. The writing process for you guys. Do you all write together? Is it you and Joel? How does the writing process work, and has it changed over the years?
No, not really. We're all involved in the writing up, but I will normally I write a ton of material, and then as a first step, and then Joel comes over and we start going through everything, and he, let's say, is a filter and helps me decide on which songs we should use, which parts, which melodies should be worked more. From there we start building the songs and just going at it and going at it, and then Lars comes over and with his theoretical knowledge and helps me do a lot of cleaning up the quotes that I write that sometimes are not perfect.
Right.
Of course, I mean, Cody helps me make those riffs better, and adding his solos are always a huge part of our sound.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have Alexi, who is an amazing bass player and has a really tasteful groove. So it's really rewarding to play with him and find these heavy grooves that are or music are that is something really important for us to always
Yeah.
to be a groovy band, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and it's great when you can have that much input and so much talent to work with to craft songs like this. It's great.
It's honestly it's amazing to play with these guys because they're all super professionals and really good at their instruments, and they're not and they're really open-minded to try new things
Yeah,
and to just go for it. There's no egos here.
yeah, that's a blessing, a true blessing
Yes.
for sure. You've had a different producer, different person mixing the record each time, I think. Who'd you work with on this record? Is there a reason that you do that?
Yeah, there is there's a reason. I think we we're always up for the challenge, and we wanna work with different people, and we are as I said, we're not the kind of band that goes into the studio and this is the song, it's got to be exactly like this. No, we love people having an input, and we love to create together with whoever is in the studio. It can be the producer, it can be the a guy cleaning the couch that just hears that maybe should have a cowbell here, and we're up for that. And this time we were recording drums, and Alexander Backlund uh, was recording the drums with me, and he just had amazing ideas all the time. Was a very nice guy to work with and very smart in music. And we just said, let's do the album. Let's see how far we can get. And by the time we were done, we felt like, okay, we don't need to change anything. This is great. So he produced it. Yeah.
That's just awesome. That's great. The artwork for the record, tremendous as usual. The album covers, the artwork, the cover art for SOEN has always been stunning. Simple, like the song titles. One word, just not too much, but striking. I look at these covers and they slap you. They're just so sharp. This one in particular, really devastating to look at. It's just a great look. I mean, it is really something. How involved were you with the cover art? Did you just give the artist an idea? He came back and you
No,
yes or no?
no. We normally we have an idea of what the album is about, and we just continue to live our lives and hope for something to happen.
Okay.
And and it's always like that. Someone sends us something. My wife may find a picture, or agent may say, "Oh, because we tell everyone we know, okay, we have an album. It's about this. if you see anything that makes you think about this, let us know. For as designs for t-shirt, for stage props, and we always end up. I think we have we're surrounded by very artistic human beings, so we end up solving it somehow.
Yeah. Oh, this is, I mean, this is a tremendous thing. The cover art is wow. I can look at it all day long. It's just fantastic. Really great. Um, you've got a son, a daughter, snakes, lizard, dog, wife. You've got all kinds of family and ties to home. And you're looking at probably touring. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but you strike me as somebody very close to your family. It means a lot in your life. How difficult is it to tour and be away from family for a long period of time for you? Is that something you see yourself doing and dealing with? You got a
Yeah,
lot there.
I,
Yeah.
I gotta honestly say, and I've been really analyzing this because, of course, most important part of my life is being a parent and a husband and a good guy, right? And and doing this, being away and coming back, honestly, it makes me a better father. There's
That's great to hear.
during the pandemic when I was at home 2 years, and I fucking it's I get tired. It's a lot happening. I don't get to do what I love, and I think it's important to your kids and to yourself, of course, but to your kids to see that you're happy, that you work hard for something, and that you reach that goal, and you go away, and they know you're coming back, and when you're home to actually be present,
Yeah,
with them all the time. And I think it really works. For me, it really works.
that's awesome. That is great to hear. That is really great to hear. Um, Greatest moment of your career. You've done so much. You've given the fans so much. So many things you've done. Is there a particular thing that sticks out to you as a monumental time?
Yeah, I would say the we played. Must have been half a year ago, a year ago. We traveled to. We had a show in Chile, and my father, who lives in Uruguay and never have seen me play, and he's always been my biggest fan, and the guy who introduced me to all the music that I love. And I brought him to Chile to see the show, and he was there, and it was an amazing show, and that was really, really milestone for me.
That's fantastic. That's so good. What's touring look like for you? Speaking of that, getting out there and taking this thing on the road. I'm here in Chicago, middle of North America here. You gonna come see me? What's it look like? Is it a world tour?
Yeah, we're coming next year. We're coming to the US. We're doing Europe now. Then we're doing some South American shows, and then of course we're coming to the US. So I hope to see you there.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't miss it, man. I'm so looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. Martin,
Great.
thank you so much for your time. An absolute honor. You've given so much to the fans, something that really enhances our lives, and we so appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Really, it's really warming to hear.
Man, it's so true, man. So true. All right. Be well. Enjoy your time with family, and I will see you out on the road.
All right. Take
All
care.
right. All right. You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.